come out and say he's lying. Which one is it? This is no longer about a trade. This is finding a place where we can help Ben get back to his mental strength and get back on the floor. He's not there yet. A 76ers spokesperson denied the claim, telling Shams Charania that the organization is absolutely not trying to force Simmons into playing and that they've been fully cooperative by providing resources for him. This is becoming very, very messy, very quickly.
Very public.
Well, when you're talking about mental health situations, obviously it's a very sensitive subject. It's a topic that we have been discussing in sports more at length. But at the end of the day, your mental health is still a part of your physical health. Like, if you are mentally not there, then you physically can't perform.
Right.
But if you are a part of a team and an organization that needs you to be out there, if you're not going to be traded and you're not trying to not play, like you're saying you can't play because you're not mentally there, that is still a part of your physical ability to be out there. So the team does have a right to know what it is you're doing to progress through, to get mentally ready, to be physically available. So I don't think that the Sixers are putting out any kind of negativity at all. In fact, I think they've been extremely accommodating at this point. Yeah. Once the mental health situation conversation came up, I feel like everything is just kind of stopped. Like, all right, well, there's been trade talk, which is what started this entire thing to begin with. You want to be traded.
Right.
So why wouldn't there be trade talk? I don't feel like there's been any negativity coming from the Sixers as an organization. Now, listen, earlier in the year, of course, it was a mess.
Right.
But the past couple weeks, we've just been like, okay, Ben Simmons is getting mentally ready to play. And in the meantime, they are looking for a trade partner that's going to make it all work. He requested a trade in August. He didn't report to training camp. The team withheld money, which they have to do.
Yeah.
If he doesn't show up, then he came. Then the next week he got kicked out of practice and suspended. And then he skipped the individual workout day after the season opener, saying he had back tightness and he wasn't mentally ready to play. And then since then, we've just been moving forward, either receiving information that they aren't getting updates from him, and now we have the statement from Rich Paul. But I don't believe this is on the Sixers. Also, the Sixers, that they are a team. It's not just about Ben Simmons. They are trying to put together a winning year, and they have this hanging over them as well as the rest of the team that are trying to figure out what's going on with I'm sure someone who is their friend that they care about as well. So it's just a really messy situation.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
With Mark. Oh, my God. It's just welcome into our amazing city.
The rich get richer. That's just how you have to move in LA. The pressure is on. You have to be fast. You have to be aggressive. And he is joining an already crowded wide receiving core with Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and Van Jefferson. But Matthew Stafford's not worried about how Odell is going to fit in with the team.
And nothing really surprises me anymore, to tell you the truth. I know that, this is an enticing city to play in. This is an enticing organization to come play for. It's one of those things where everybody on our team carves out their role. They do a great job of figuring out what that role is going to be, and going out there and proving it, both on the practice field and in games and getting those opportunities. I know he'll do the same. I'm just, there's a lot of time between now and that, and we just got to make sure that, we're on the same page, go out there and play ball.
By the way, Tampa and Dallas also have really crowded wide receiver rooms. And they're really both two of the 7 teams that can win a Super Bowl. Like, yes, it is a crowded wide receiver room. Actually, so was Kansas City's 2 or 3 years ago. In fact, the knock is they need Sammy Watkins back.
Right.
Like, the crowded wide receiver room, if you look at the Rams' depth beyond, like, Van and Robert and Cooper, it's kids. Like, it's undrafted rookies. So the Rams do not have wide receiver depth. Their frontline guys now are fantastic. They got nothing behind them, and there's no way the next 8 weeks somebody's not going to miss a start.
Right, and we have an extra start to play this year in the 17-game season. So Odell signed a 1-year deal worth up to $4.25 million. The Rams wide receivers have combined for 236 targets, 157 receptions, 2,259 receiving yards, and 18 receiving touchdowns this season. They lead the NFL in each of those categories. And Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods have combined for 172 targets this season. That's 54% of the Rams' total targets. Now, Van Jefferson is having a nice little season as well.
Yeah.
Outside of Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, he has 27 catches for 433 yards and 3 touchdowns. I'm with you. The rich get richer. It's Odell. It's a great place for him to play. He's going to be happy here in LA. This is a place where he spends a lot of time. Matthew Stafford is obviously a big talent. We think he is a bigger talent than Baker. Sean McVay has a career creative system.
Yeah.
I think this will work. And again, it's temporary anyway.
Yeah, Cleveland runs through their run game and their O-line. The Rams throw the ball at 62% clip. So this is a passing offense now with Stafford. Browns are a different sensibility. They're a running offense. I mean, last week, people were lauding Baker for his performance. He completed 14 throws. So Cleveland, this doesn't work. The Rams are a passing offense, very creative with a big-time quarterback. They have no problem throwing it 36 times a game and completing 29. So it's just a different team and a different way to play offensive football.
Now, I do think this does put a little more pressure on Odell.
Well, Matt Stafford, get him the ball. I don't think it's just Odell. Hey, Matt, get him the ball.
Well, I mean, if Matt's getting Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods the ball and they're catching it and putting up numbers, I don't know that it's on Matthew Stafford. If things don't go well for Odell here, and I anticipate that they will, but I'm just saying, if he had gone to, say, Green Bay, there's a lot of noise there. It's been a little interesting. We know kind of Aaron Rodgers, his personality.
Because most of the personalities work in LA, so this needs to work.
I think it does need to work.
Yeah,
I think this is a place, even if he would have gone to Kansas City. Kansas City is struggling this year. Patrick Mahomes is struggling this year. There's no more excuses for anything now here in LA with Odell. Now, I think it will work, and I can't wait to see it.
Do you think, is he going to play?
I don't know if he is going to play this weekend. I don't know if he's there or not yet, or if he's going to have been in town long enough to be able to play this weekend.
Yeah. He just landed. He just landed, so he probably won't play.
Yeah, so likely not. But
thank you, Alex. Alex works for Delta Airlines on the side.
We're tracking Odell.
Follows private aviation when he's producing the show. Did
you learn that from Instagram? Seems like probably a pretty reliable source for that. Yeah, so I think next week we'll get to see him. And again, I think it's a great spot. Yeah. I like it. I just think that now the pressure is on just a little bit more for Odell here in LA. So Cam Newton is back with Carolina, signing a one-year deal with the team. And Matt Rule is excited to have Cam in the building and reunited with his former team.
I know that he's a competitor, and I know, besides his talent, I know that he's a competitor. I know that he's tough. I know that he's everything that I believe in and talk about. He loves Charlotte. He loves the Carolina Panthers, and he made that very clear to me. So this is a fitting story. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I talked to Cam. He told me he's healthy and feels great, as healthy as he's been. So a healthy Cam Newton's a special player. So we'll just take it day by day.
He is right about that. Cam was released on August 31st. So that's 10 weeks ago. So we know he's been working out, but he's also been able to rest. So he's going to come in fresh, and we know what he's capable of. It's a place that he feels comfortable in. Obviously, spent a lot of time there. I do think it's kind of funny, like they let him go, and now they're in a situation where they need a quarterback, and now he's back. Like, this is why, like, you never know how situations are going to play out. Yes, is Cam wanting to be in the league, and I thought that he would get another opportunity this year. It's just ironic that it's the Panthers. I did not think that was going to be an option, no matter how bad it got there.
I was talking to somebody close to UCLA football, and they were saying, you know, with recruits these days, if it's down to you and somebody else and they choose Michigan, just wish them well, because with the transfer portal, they may come right back. And so, like in recruiting in college football, it used to be if you go down to the last day and he chooses somebody else and your dog cussing the kid.
Bitter, yeah.
It's like, no, just be nice. We still love you. The transfer portal's crazy now. There's 100 players in it constantly. So it's like, you know what, man, don't burn bridges. Don't get bitter. There's battles. There's wars. There's sometimes you don't win every little battle.
You don't. And sometimes things just need to come to an end.
That's right.
And sometimes it's just temporary. Everything. Now, listen, there are situations that it gets a little hostile. We'll talk about that in a second. But yes, I'm actually very excited to see how this works, because the Panthers are still absolutely in it. They can go on a run. Right. They have some rough games coming up, but
he's
it's exciting. It's interesting. The fan base knows him and loves him. Okay. I think it's a great move for the
Baker's
Panthers.
Interesting. Aaron Rodgers is interesting. Cam's interesting. Like that does matter.
And he's better than what they have right now.
Like Mac Jones is showing a lot of efficiency. Justin Fields is more interesting. Watching Justin Fields is like, oh, okay, that is Watching Mac Jones is not fascinating. It's like, here's a system. We don't throw it deep. That's not an interesting quarterback.
But even still, I think it's interesting that the Patriots are getting back on track again after last year.
The story's interesting.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, Ben Simmons has not played a game for the 76ers this season. He's reportedly told the team he is not mentally ready to play. And according to his agent, Rich Paul, Simmons believes the Sixers are making his mental health issues worse due to the way that they've handled the situation. Paul told The Athletic, "I truly believe the fines, the targeting, the negative publicity shine on the issue. That's very unnecessary and has furthered the mental health issues for Ben. Either you help